Hello, World Tank Blizzards. It's Littlefinger, and we're going to talk about rockets and what to do, what not to do. Example here: what not to do. Aim high and hit a roof. Um, these rockets have certainly changed the meta at tier 9 and 10, and it's because of shots like this, where you can't even see your opponent and you can just guide it around the corner doing over 500 damage. How about this one, where you come up on a WZ, take your shot, pull back, and you set him on fire and do over 1,000 damage. How about staying high, IS4 below? You just keep that pointer on him, another over 500 damage. So I'm going to talk about how to play this, but for right now I'm going to jump into a battle on Canal and talk about this tank and why I think it's broken. Before we get too far in, guys, I do have a goal of 10,000 subscribers this year, so if you aren't already a subscriber of the channel, please hit that button. Really helps me out, and want to get that contributor count back again. But you can see here on Canal, I've taken a spot up high on the hill, and this is why I think these two tanks here are broken, and we're in the T92E1 as bottom tier, and your regular ammunition is APCR, and here at tier 9 your shell velocity is 920. Put that into perspective, the T49 had a shell velocity of 683. That's a 35% difference. Also, the T49 had heat, which meant obviously you couldn't shoot any of the destructible objects in front of tanks because the heat would just explode. And you know, in this game here, I just decide to stay basically at a distance. We see here, we've got this IS-8. I take my shot. I'm not even spotted. Light bulb hasn't even gone off. We're shooting a 150 millimeter gun, and I've got great camo. He's like 280 meters away. So again, you know, downside is a long reload. You track him, don't get damage on that one. But when you have APCR and 940, 1,000 shell velocity on the Sheridan. Yeah, it does have a little bit of dispersion at 0.38, but obviously you can put equipment on and get that number down versus 0.45 with the T49, a 20% difference. So you've got a much more accurate gun that allows you to pull off shots like this. So you can see we've got 3 shots in, 1,600 damage, all of them from long range across the map. And we're not even talking about the brokenness of the rockets at this point in time, and I will get to that. We've got a game to show you with some great use of the rockets. And obviously this E50 is calling for help and trying to just get some angles in here where I can get shots in. And sure enough, take our shot, but it looks like we hit the gun barrel there on that Jagdpanzer E100. Disappointing. And basically the only downside to a tank was such a huge, long reload. But look at this. If we just snap that right in, and you know, just big numbers. Obviously the game's been a little bit lopsided. Um, down to 2 tanks, down to 1 tank, and sure, why not? From a distance, let's just finish him off as well. So as bottom tier, you know, I didn't even engage with the enemy. I didn't get shot at, and yet I'm still able to be top damage on this team with 28, 22. Sniper tanker, fire at least 8 shots. 80% must hit or do damage to vehicles or modules. Accuracy must be 85%, must do over 1,000 hit points. So, we've proven that the tank is almost broken there just because of the APCR alone, but you do have the power of these rockets to go along with it as well. And so this game was sent to me by Fawn32. If you don't know Fawn, he is a moderator on the Discord channel, so come join us. Link below to Discord. We've got a lot of fun stuff going on there, and starting to do more live streams. And we're getting into voice comms on Discord there, so come along and join us if you can. But as Fawn gets started here, one of the things you'll notice that he does with this tank is tries to get himself into positions where he's looking upwards, which obviously gives the rocket a nice upwards trajectory, which is going to allow you to then bring it down, avoiding any sort of hills that are in the way. And if you're looking at the mini map, you can see that he is the furthest at the bottom. His team has all gone through town, and they're pushing along the heavy. We've got a leopard there. He gets a shot in, but at this point in time, he knows that this team has all pushed through the light/medium side of the map and does a great job just escaping. The other T-92E1 is not so fortunate, and he gets swarmed, and obviously not too happy that he didn't get support. But you can't assume all the time, guys, that you're gonna have support. You have to look at the mini-map, and if your team's not around you, don't expect support, okay? So now he has relocated to the other side of the map, and again, he's finding these hills where he can stay hull down or completely hidden behind them, and just looking for good opportunities to get shots in. And one of the things that I like is that he doesn't just take a shot because he's reloaded. He waits, he looks for the best target, and then he capitalizes, which overall is going to give you better scores because you're not missing opportunities reloading after taking a useless shot. So one of the ways to use the rocket here is on heavily armored frontal tanks, and just keep it low, keep it flying down the street, and keep that pointer on the tank at all times. He does back up here and shoot APCR, but just barely misses. Again, feeling the rhythm here of this game and seeing that their tanks are all pushing back into the middle now. He's got his missile loaded. He's going to back up and basically just kind of whip that around the corner a little bit and take out, I believe that was the T-30. The enemy red has fired, so he knows he's on a long reload. He's running away, HE into the butt. And again, you know, unless you know for certain that you're going to pen, you're really better off just shooting that APCR. There's not a whole lot of difference. I talked about that in one of my first videos on this tank. Just not a whole lot of difference between the full penned HE and the APCR. If we look at it here, 560 versus 680. But it's a 3-on-3 game here, and he's trying to do the right thing and use that APCR, but that defender turns, and unfortunately Ferdinand goes by the wayside. So now he's figured, you know, he's gonna have difficulty penning in front of this defender. He's within the hit point range that a shot will kill him. You know, and he basically baited him into to looking to the left. He went to the right, he fired that rocket, and immediately went back into cover. So now it's back to 2-on-2, but the Waffenträger basically got put on life support as those two rocket tanks. As you can see him there, not many hit points left. As they rushed in, shot him, and then took off for safety. Again, doing a good job here of just waiting them out, and also trying to stay in a position of hold down / missile in the air. Look at this shot. And really, you just got to gauge the distance, keep that rocket above the tank until it's cleared all of the mounds, and then you put the target onto the tank. Spotted. There he is. Up in the air. Put the marker on him and finish him off. And now he's just going to push the other T-92 E1 around the corner into the arms of the Waffenträger for a very nice combined victory here. Both of these guys, 3,700 damage and 34. So good team effort there. Not a lot of support from anyone else on that team, but as you saw there, get that rocket up into the air and then get that pointer onto your tank. So look for the high ground or look for hills which you can aim upwards. So with that, guys, hope you're enjoying this tank. Hope tier 9 and 10 aren't ruined for you. But of course, have fun out there. Stay safe. Get educated, not fingered. Littlefinger out.